Good morning, I'm Bradley Miller, and this is my wife Peggy. You're watching the Miller Morning Meditation Minutes, and today we're going in Mark 8, 22 through 26. This is the healing a blind man at Bethsaida. So, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, the first thing that I noticed was that he takes him out of the city just like he did the deaf man whenever he was healing the deaf man. And the second thing I noticed was that he's spitting again. And well, to make the paste and all of that. And I guess I understand that. But he's giving part of himself. He's investing part of himself in the healing process. And I think for me that's part of, because he wouldn't have had to have done anything. He could have just blinked and said, "You're done." Mm-hmm. And but he doesn't do that. He incorporates part of himself physically with his words for the healing to happen. And then the whole two-stage healing this is the first time that I remember that we've read that there's a two-stage healing.
Mm-hmm.
And
first he goes and puts his hands upon him, and then he's like, "I can see stuff, but not quite in focus. Move the rabbit ears a little to the left." That would be funnier for some of you young ones if you knew you've just plugged a cable in and you've gotten TV. But there used to be a day when you had an antenna and foil, and you had to kind of make out shadowy scenes of static.
But I love how the footnotes, and I noticed that you were reading the footnotes too. I love how they are saying that the two-stage healing is the picture for what's happening with the disciples. You've got it, you're better-ish, but it's still kind of fuzzy. Just like I'm going to clear it up for him, I'm going to clear it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like my life is all fuzzy, and I'm just waiting for Jesus to clear some stuff up for me. And I know that he will. He doesn't leave us half-healed. And he could have said, "Okay, great, you're good, you won't bump into things now." But he doesn't do that.
He wants us to see clearly.
Yeah, and he restores us completely.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't say, "Okay, I've done my half, now go down the road and get your half from somebody else because they've got the other half of the healing." Mm-hmm. He has the whole healing in himself.
Mm-hmm.
And does the whole thing for us. And I also like how it's also ramping up. It's not just don't tell anybody about this, but don't even go close to the village. Don't even go into the village. Just go home. Don't tempt yourself. Don't tempt yourself to do what I'm telling you not to do. So don't go through the people, because you're going to want to explain what's happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give yourself that temptation. Just do this. She's stealing her Bible reading ribbon and her pom-pom.
Yes.
Our cat is very spoiled. She has her own set of pom-poms and her very own Bible reading ribbon to leave our stuff alone while we're doing this.
Yes. So, that, again, was a puzzling. It was very intriguing to me that he said, "Do not even enter the village." Multiple times Jesus has said, "Now don't go and do this." And so you've brought this man to be healed, and this man has healed you, and now he's saying, "And now don't do this." And it's like,
it's the one thing that
you want to go and do. Yeah. So I don't.
But this is the first time that I remember, or maybe it's just because it's sticking out to me this time, that he's saying the part, don't even put yourself in the situation where you're going to be tempted to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's huge, because if I can preempt it at even getting into the situation that I'm going to be tempted to do what Jesus has asked me not to do, then, well, just like drinking, I'm not going to just like sit down at the table and, oops, all of a
Look,
sudden
there's
I'm
nothing
drunk.
there. Yeah.
It doesn't happen that way. If I go into a bar, chances are good I'm going to be drinking. But if I come home, chances are good I'm not, because here that temptation is not around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same way with anything in life. If we can preempt it at the don't even go there stage,
Yeah.
we're not going to take that next step forward.
Don't worry about crossing the line. Don't go anywhere near the line, and you'll be.
Yeah. Don't have an affair. Well, don't find yourself in a room alone with a woman.
Yeah.
And you're probably not going to have an affair in a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're supposed to do, and don't do what you're not supposed to do.
So those are our thoughts this morning. Tomorrow we're going to see Peter confessing Jesus as the Christ. So follow along tomorrow, and we will catch you then.